we can enable this interface using that command no shutdown. Exit. We can see do show IPv6 interface fast Ethernet 0/0. Yeah, here we can see the global address 2001:41:41:2, the last 64 bit. We cannot assign the host ID. Instead of that, we can give EUI-64. So I already told you the expansion of EUI is an extended unique identifier. So the last 64 bit can be taken as MAC address of that port fast Ethernet 0/0. So MAC address is an 48-bit address. So first 24 bit of MAC address, then it will insert FE 16-bit and last 24 bit of the MAC address. Now we can see the MAC address of that port fast Ethernet 0/0. Do show IPv6 fast Ethernet 0/0. Do show interface fast Ethernet 0/0. Yeah, so this is an MAC address of fast Ethernet port 0/0. So the MAC address is an 48-bit address. So in that MAC address, each character is an hexadecimal, so totally 48-bit address. So the first seventh bit is 0, means we can take as 1. If it is 1, means we can take as 0. So here we can see 0. This 0 character is an hexadecimal, so it have 4 bits 0 0 0 0. Next 0 have 4 bits 0 0 0 0. So the 7th bit is 0, so we can take as 1. If you are putting 1, means it will taken as an 2. So 8 4 2 1. So 8 0 4 0 2, I will assign 1. So the corresponding value is 2, so it will taken as 2. So 209, here we can see 209. Next 7C. Next it will insert the 16-bit FE. Next last 24 bit of MAC address. Okay, so each and every interface we can enable IP version 6, means it automatically creates the link local address. In a local area network, without assigning IP version 6 address, we can communicating. Just we can enable the IP version 6 address, means it automatically create the link local address. So the link local address starts with FE80. Okay, now we can assign the IP version 6 address to wide area network. So we can go to that interface serial 0/0/1 IP version 6 space address 2001:1111:1111. So the net ID is 6:2/64. No shutdown to enable this interface. Okay, so in WAN network, I will assign the host ID as 2. That means first 63 bit is 0, so last bit is 2. So for that purpose only I will use : if it is continuous 0, means we can take return as : exit. Now we can assign the wide area network of interface serial 0/0/0. So we can go to that particular interface serial 0/0/0 IP version 6 space address 2001:1111:1111. So the net ID is 8:1/64. So now we can assign the IP version 6 address to the WAN network interface serial 0/0/0. Now we can enable this interface using the command no shutdown. This is an clock DCN. So here we can apply the clock rate, clock space rate 64,000. Clock space rate 64,000. Instead of 64,000, I will assign 6,400. For that purpose only, it will display unknown clock rate. exit. Okay, now we can assign the IP version 6 address into EC department. We can go to that particular router. No. So this is an user mode. We can go to the privilege mode using the command enable. In short form we can give en. Next we can go to the global mode, configure terminal. In short form we can given as config space t. So in this router we can enable IP version 6 space unicast hyphen routing, IP version 6 space unicast hyphen routing, enter. For what purpose we can use IP version 6 space unicast hyphen routing means then only this router can forward the IP version 6 traffic. In IP version 4 we cannot give any commands in global mode because it is an inbuilt in IP version 4, but IP version 6 is not an inbuilt. For that purpose only we can give IP version 6 space unicast hyphen routing in global mode. Now we can assign the IP version 6 address into the local area network. So we can go to that particular interface fast Ethernet 0/0. So the syntax for assigning IP version 6 address is IP version 6 space address. So 2001:1111:1111. So the net ID is 3. So 3://64 space EUI-64, enter. So I will assign the 64-bit net ID. In host ID I will not assign anything. Instead of that I will give EUI-64. So the expansion of EUI is an extended unique identifier. For what purpose we can use this means it automatically generate the host ID using the MAC address of that port fast Ethernet 0/0.